So what we are going to do now is we are going to add up that URL what we have completed. Yeah, whatever we have completed, we will just add it inside our, yeah, we'll add it into our actual URL, so that the GitHub will know that who is making this exact call. And yeah, so let's say question mark client underscore id, yeah, client underscore id is equal to, and one thing you need to make sure is you convert this into the backticks. Yeah, you convert this into a backtick. So you can convert it into the backtick using the wave sign, yeah, which is just below the escape sign. So if you're not aware how to come up with the backticks, I'm just giving you an example for that. And yes, so process dot env dot react underscore client id and underscore secret is equal to what? Client underscore, we have to make use of client underscore secret here. Yeah, we have to make use of client underscore secret. We'll just save this. Yeah, we'll just save this. And yeah, let's try to fire up the query now. Let's try to fire the same query. So if I see the network now, yeah, if we see the network calls, let's see what is going. Let's see what calls are being made. I don't know why it is still taking undefined, so I'm going to, this is something pending on me from the last session, so let's ignore it. It's not going to hinder our today's process, but basically this is how you specify. And most probably during the break time I'll check out what was the problem with that environment variable. So yeah, now if you come across, so you all are very much clear till what we have completed, right? You all are very much clear till what we have completed. So this is what we have created now. Yeah, this is what we have created now. We have our navbar and we have got UIs, and this is how we are actually loading up the data, right? And this is what we have been actually coming up with till now, right? This is exactly what we have been doing. But now what I want to do, this is of no use to me, right? Because I cannot find out exactly, let's say I want to find out my own ID, but there is no chance. So what is required now, I need to put up a search bar. Yeah, I need to put up a search bar. So is everyone clear till this point? Very much. Can I get a quick confirmation that you all are very much clear in the coding part, whatever we have done here to achieve this whole scenario? We have done a very comprehensive discussion in the last session. So now we are going to just start off with, and let's, what's required is I need to start. Yeah. What? Okay. So what was the URL for Git authorization? I don't know exact URL, but you can just say Git application, Git, you can say Git app register, GitHub register application, and you will get the first link. Yeah, GitHub register application. So for you guys, I'll just put it here. So you can use this URL route now, Elton. Yeah, you can use this URL, and then we can go ahead. So now the next step, what we require here is we need to add this application. We need to add the search bar in this application. We need to add the search bar in this application. So to do that, what I'm trying to do now is I'm going to add a new component. Yeah, I'm going to add a new component, and so inside my components, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file. Yeah, I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call it as search. Yeah, I'm going to call it as search.js. Yes, I'm going to create a new component, and it is I will be calling it as what, search.js. So this whole application will now, yeah, the whole application will now start looking like this. Yeah, so I want to create the application which will look like this. So we have got a search bar and a button. Yeah, so we have got a search bar and a button. So this is what we'll be creating now. So this is what we'll be creating now, and we will be searching by a single user now. So to do that, first thing what we have done is created, yeah, first thing first, what we have done is created application by name, our component by name. Yes, we have created a component by name search, and now let's type the code inside search so that we can get the output. So inside my division tag now, yeah, inside my division tag, because I want to create this as a form, I'll say form, and class name is equal to, yeah, class name is equal to what, form. So there is a class name already defined for me. Yeah, there is a class name already defined in my css, and now I have got what, input type is equal to text, input type is equal to text, name is equal to text, input type is equal to text, name is equal to text, placeholder is equal to search users dot dot dot, yeah, search users dot dot dot, and I want to give it a class name. Yeah, I want this to have a class name. I want this have to be a css. So what I'll do, okay, I'll just first thing first pick this out. So class name is equal to btn, sorry, not for this one, I will use for button later on. So the next thing now what I'll use is what, an input type is equal to what, submit, input type is equal to submit, value is equal to what, search, value is equal to search, and class name is equal to btn space btn hyphen dark space btn hyphen block. This is all actually defined inside my, yeah, this is all basically defined inside my code. uh, we have css, so let's see how it works around, because I am using the same exact same css what I have given to you guys. So now what I'll do is I will have to put this inside my search, right? I will have to put this inside my search in my app.js. Are we clear that I have created a component, and this component looks like a form? I need to put it where? Yeah, I need to put it where? I need to put it inside my app.js now. Are we clear? Are we clear on this point? Where do I put it? I will put it inside the container. I'll say search, it will import it automatically, and I will save it. And now if I see the output, you can see what is done. Yeah, you can see now I actually have a form with a text field and a button. Nothing is happening as of now. Yeah, nothing is happening because I haven't defined any action for this. But are you guys clear what I have done? Are you guys clear what I have done? I have created a new component by name search. Yeah, I have created a new component by name search, and uh, I have just defined the values. So if you want, I'll just leave this open for like 30-40 seconds. Just see what I have done, and I have just implemented it in my, yeah, I have just used this directly inside my class. Yeah, I have just used this directly inside my app.js. So I guess just take 1 minute and check what I have done here, and let me know when you are comfortable with this. I have closed form twice where this is the only place I have opened and closed the form, right? This is where I started it and this is where I ended it. I don't think I have closed it for two times. So once, no worries. So is everyone clear with this part? Can I get a quick round of confirmation? Can I get a quick round of confirmation? You all are clear. So I have saved this and okay, so I have saved this. Went into my app.js and see where I have put it inside my app.js. Okay, where I have put it inside my app.js. So I have used it below my inside my container. Yeah, I have used it inside my container. So is everyone clear? Yeah, is everyone clear? Can we go ahead now? Yeah, is everyone clear? Okay. So now, yeah. Anyone, any doubts? There are some attendees who were not in the last sessions. Those are our regular guys. What I'll do is I'll upload the whole code today for you guys. Yeah, I'll upload the whole code today for you guys so that you can directly check it out. Yeah, directly check it out. Now, in my search, now what is required is whatever I type in this text, right? Yeah, whatever I type in this text. Yeah, I'll make use of Git, Elton. I'll upload it on Git and I will share with you guys. So now the thing is, I require whatever I write in this text box, I will require the same text to go ahead. So what I need to do is I need to define a state. Yeah, I need to define a state. So to define a state, what I will do, state is equal to, and I'll say text colon, okay, text colon, single quotes. Are you all clear with how we make use of state now? So whatever I'm going to type here is basically going to be updated. Yeah, whatever I'm going to type here is basically going to be updated. Yeah, this is going to be updated. And what I say that yeah, sorry, my bad. I have got my state, right? I have got my state, and what I say, value is equal to, yeah, value is equal to this dot state dot text, this dot state dot text. Now we are going to see something, a unique feature. Yeah, what we are going to see is basically one of the feature here. Now if you try to type anything, it's not going to allow you. I'm trying to type some value, but it is not allowing me to. Yeah, what it is saying, see, you provided a value prop to form field without an on change handler. This will render a read only field. If the field should be mutable, use default value, otherwise set on change or read only. So what it is saying, that if you want something to happen, like whatever I type here, if what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bind. Are you able to see that I'm trying to bind my text type, like whatever I'm typing here, it should actually get here. Yeah, should actually be inside this particular value. I'm trying to bind this both. Are you able to understand this? That whatever I type in my search text field should be given to my state so that I can pass it to app.js and it can make the checking for it. Can I get a quick confirmation from this part, what I'm trying to unclear part here? If you want, I'll show it to you. See, what we have decided is, yeah, what we have decided is we have app.js, which is going to do all the HTTP calls for now. Yeah, app.js is going to do all the HTTP calls. Then we have got now search.js, right? We have got what? Search.js. Now search.js have a text field. Yeah, search.js have a text field and search.js also have a state. What I can do is, on click of any single scenario, I can actually pass I can actually pass the state, I can actually pass the state to app.js by making use of props. Yeah, by making use of props. So what happens here, see, I'm trying to explain you Malav the same thing. In your search.js you have got a text field. So I need to do what, first thing first, whatever I type in the text field, yeah, whatever I type in the text field should be available in my this state, so that on requirement I will pass this state from my particular class. Now you need to understand one thing. When you pass the data from props, the data not only comes in a single way, but it actually comes in two ways. So it is, yeah, I have actually discussed this earlier as also. The data does not only pass in one way, it actually passes two ways using props. So what is happening now, the data earlier was coming from app to users, app from user to user item. Now the data will be actually passed from search to app. Is everyone clear on this part? Is everyone clear on this part? I am actually trying to pass the data now, and to do that, first thing first, so let the passing of the data be another part now. So whatever I type here, yeah, whatever I type in this text field should actually become my state. That is what the first thing I'm trying to do. So I tried to do that. How I did that, I declared a state, and I set the value of my text field to mark commit with state. And what does my browser says now? What does my console says? Can you check? The failed prop type, you provided a value prop to a form field without an on-change handler. This will render a read-only field. So what it is saying, that you have to either provide an on-change. So there is a listener we need to provide. Yeah, there is a listener we need to provide. How can we do that? So to do that, basically what we are doing, we are binding now. So to do that, we say on-change is equal to, I'm going to declare a method now. Yeah, I'm going to declare a method. So I'm going to say what, I'm going to name the method as well as on change. Yeah, so this basically is the property, but this is the name of the method. So I'm going to do what, on change is equal to, and this e is an event now. This e stands for event, if something has happened. Yeah, this e stands for event when something happens. Yeah, this e stands for event when something happens. So on change is equal to, so normally what the way we use, e dot prevent default. This is a basic JavaScript terminology. Yeah, this is a basic JavaScript terminology. E dot prevent default. Yeah, e dot prevent default is a basic JavaScript terminology. Are you all aware with this? Are you all aware of print part? Are you all aware of print default? Can anyone tell me what is print default actually? Yeah, it stops whatever it is doing, and it basically helps to maintain the state. Yeah, it basically helps to maintain the state. Now what I'm doing is, after I say e dot print, yeah, I say e dot print state. Now what I'll do is, I'll say this dot set state text colon, yeah, text. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm going to set my text, and what I'm trying to say is e dot target dot, yeah, e dot target dot value, e dot target. So who was my target here? Because my event was happening. Okay, Atul, you have heard it for first time. Okay, so we require you guys to go through. So you can just make a note in your book that you have to just study something called as print default in JavaScript. It's a simple concept, but I cannot spend much time upon it in the session here now. But it's a very simple part. You must have been through it. So what is happening now? See, on the on change listener, what I'm trying to do is, trying to say e dot set state. What I'm trying to say, text, yeah, e dot set state text colon e dot target dot value, yeah, e dot target dot value. Now what does e dot target means? This e was applied on whom? This text field. dot value. So what will happen now once I do this, once I make a save here, now whatever I type, okay, on change is basically not defined. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Because on change is a method here, what I need to do is I need to say here this dot on change. And now let's see what happens. So if I go to my components, yeah, if I go to my components, and if you say search, so see here is here there is a state, and I say asterisk solution. Are you all getting what is happening now? Earlier it was stopping me from writing the code, but now I have actually binded it. Yeah, I have bound it using what? On change listener. Is everyone clear with this point? Is everyone a bit clear with this point? I know it will take some time for you guys to understand, but once you practice this, you will understand this very clearly. Yeah. So can I get a quick round of confirmation from you all, please? Can I get a quick round of confirmations from you all that you are clear what exactly we did here? I declared a text field. I wrote a state. I connected that state with the text field. Yeah, I connected that state with the text field, and how I did that using the on change listener. Yeah, using the on change listener, and yeah, using the on change. Yes, using the on change. Now what I want to do, there can be multiple, yeah, there can be multiple text fields. Now there can be 2 3 text fields. Can you tell me another way how I can do this? Can you tell me another way how I can do this? Let's say this is something which is going to happen now. Is it possible that someday you are having a form, you're taking a user form, yeah, you're taking a user form. Is it possible that you are taking a user form from a, like whatever you take from the user has to be going in the state, and there can be 5 text fields here, there can be 5 text fields here. Is it possible? 5 text fields on a single page. Lux, why do you think so? There cannot be. Let's say I am filling up your college admission form. So can we do it using a React application? Making a, there can be more than 5. There can be n number of text field. Let's say. So what will happen if I have got 5, or yeah, I have got 5, or let's say 10. So I will have to write this method for 10 times. Yeah, I will have to write this method for 10 times. Or what was the name of this text field? What was the name of this text field here? What was the name of the text field here? Text. Yeah, I can write one more text 1, text 2, text 3, right? And what I'm using here, this is basically I was naming until I named the name of my text field and the state name same. I can basically do what? I can just say e dot e dot target dot name. Yeah, e dot target dot name, and is colon what? E dot target dot value. So now see, the the concept remains same. Yeah, the concept remains same. There is no basic problem here. Whatever data I have typed, so it remains same. So is everyone clear how it is done? Is everyone clear how it is done? I'll just leave you again with the code for 2 minutes. You can see what I have done exactly in my whole scenario here. So this was my class search component. Yeah, this was my class search component. Just go through it once, and then you can understand what is happening here. Ref is basically another way of doing it. I find this one, but this basically what I was trying to do is I was trying to set the state here, Elton. Yeah, I was trying to set the state here, so I managed it in that way. So now just go through this code once, guys, and let me know if you are comfortable with this what I have done here, because next I will be now providing action to my submit button. Yeah. Next, I'm going to provide the action to my submit button. Which part you didn't understood, Malo? Can you please tell me? Okay. On which particular thing this event was registered for? Can you tell me on which particular thing this E basically stands for event? This method was implemented on change, right? So what was the target for this one? This whole input thing was the target for on change, right? E was the event occurring on this particular input type. What was the name of it? So E dot target basically will be what? My text. And what was the name for it? Text. So E dot target, that is this particular text field, and what was the name? Text. E dot target. So basically when I was doing that, the target was basically what? My text field, this particular text field, and value was the whatever value you have written. Yeah, whatever value you have written. So are you clear on this point? Are you clear on this point? Yes. Yes, everyone, if you have any doubts, please let me know. I know this is a bit, what you can say, problematic thing, but please let me know if you have any sort of doubts. Are you all clear? Are you all clear how it is done? Because next, we are going now. See, guys, we need to understand that now we are going to get into some bit tedious task going ahead. Yeah, we are going to get into some bit tedious task as we keep on going ahead, because now the application will become yeah, now the application will actually become a bit complex as we are moving ahead. I hope you all understand this part. I hope you all understand this part. Okay. Oh, I guess I found the problem now. I kept this file by mistake inside. Yeah, I kept this file by mistake inside. Okay, I guess I have found the mistake. It's in SRC. It should not be in SRC. It should actually be inside my uh, local folder. So to do that, let me. It is directly going inside env, so I need to. Okay, what I'll do, I'll just go to my folder here, and I'll create a new. Yeah, I'll just create a new file dot env dot local, and yeah, now let's see in my console I'm getting the value. still undefined. I guess I need to restart it once. I need to restart it once. So I'll need to restart my application once. We'll do it like for some application we'll be doing it. But this is how it looks like. Elton. .env .local .env .local. So is everyone clear how it is done? Yeah. Okay. So now next I'll just shut this. So moving ahead now, I need to do something when I click on the button. Yeah, I need to do something when I click on the button. So when I click on the button, yeah, basically what I need to do is I will write a method by name on submit. So like we have on change, we have got on submit, and I'll do what? I'll write just a method this dot on submit, and I will come here and write a method on submit e on submit e. Again I'll say e dot prevent default. Yeah, e dot prevent default, and what we'll say here now, yeah, e dot prevent default, and next I'll do what? Console dot log console dot log is dot state dot text. Let's see whatever we have searched is actually showing up in the, yeah, is actually showing up in the, I'll say test, and I'll say search. Okay. Yeah, this dot on submit. Okay, this is basically a property of the form and not of the button. So on submit, what I'll do, this dot on submit, and you see test, I type my own name, so I get here. Yeah, is everyone clear on this point? I have written a method. Yeah, I have written a method by what name? On submit. Whatever is in whatever was in my text. Yeah, whatever was in my text I was actually writing and send, now just displaying it here. So what I need to do now, yeah, is everyone clear on this point? Everyone clear on this point? What I have done here, I have created a button, sorry, I have created the form, and on the on submit of this form again I have done this. But now comes the very important part where you need to keep an open mind to understand the whole scenario. Yeah, now it's a very important part that you have to understand the whole value here. Yeah, now what you have done till date was, yeah, what you have done till date was, I'll show it to you. See, you had got apps, app, yeah, then you had got users, and then internally you had what? User item. Okay, then internally you had what? User item. And what you did is you took props and passed the data from app.js, right? You passed the data from first from app.js to users.js, and from users.js next to your are you clear of this point, that this is what you have actually done till date? You took the data from app, you called the app, passed it to users later on did what? Passed it to the props. Yeah, user later on passed that data via or to the props. Are you clear on this point, what we have done till now? Yes. This is what exactly what we have done till now. Are you clear? But now there is a bit, now there is a new change. See what has happened in the another hierarchy. You have got app and you have got search. Now can you tell me which component contains, yeah, which component contains the data which is to be searched? Which component contains the data which is to be searched? Is it with search or is it with app? Malav, users is basically not something of the component we are worried about here now. Yes, Raj, exactly. Because in the search we are typing this. This whole component is what? A search component, right? This whole component is what? A search component. And the search component have the content I want to search. Yeah, exactly right, Cuba. That we have got our component here, and we need to search that component, right? Whatever is in the text field here is to be called. But but from what I have decided, that from where will I make my HTTP calls? From which component will I make my HTTP calls? From which component will I make all my HTTP calls? What have we decided, from which component we will make our HTTP calls? Yes, Nikhil, very right, that we are going to make our calls from app. So now, don't you think so? The data this time will actually pass on, yeah, the data this time will actually pass on from search to app. Yeah, the data will basically pass on from search to app. Do you agree? Yeah, do you agree? Are you all clear what I'm trying to say now? I have a text field in search bar, in a search component. The data is supposed to pass from search to app, so that app can actually make the call ahead. Yeah. So the data is actually passed from a lower component to a higher component, again using what? Props. Yeah, it is passed using what? Props. But this time we are passing it in a different way. So what we'll do, the search, now try understand, and you have to understand this part very clearly now. It is a confusing, not very confusing thing, but you need to understand that in your so there is a props. Yeah, there is a props here. Now you, where is that props? I'll show it to you. Whatever the data is in your text, yes, this text value has to be passed up. So who will accept it here? So I'll say dot search users. I will create a component by what name? Search users. Okay, let me just complete this first. Search users. Yeah, search users is equal to is equal to this dot search users. What I'm saying, that I'm going to pass the value in my search users, and this is basically a function. Yeah, this is basically a function. So what I'll do, like I had my component mount, same way I'll do what now? I'll say search users is equal to, and what this search user will pass me on, this will pass me a text. Yeah, this will pass me what, a text. And what I'm going to do inside this text will uh, okay, just give me 2 minutes, guys. I will first complete up my part in the search data first, and then let's come back here. Sorry, this is a bit confusing thing, I can understand, but just give me 1 minute. I will just finalize a way in what pattern I want to complete this, and then I will show it to you. Okay, so in my submit, instead of displaying the text now, what I want to do is I want to pass it as props. So this dot props dot search users, search users, this dot state dot text. So what I'm considering here is in my code now. Yeah, in my code now, what will happen when I say this dot props dot search user, I'm going to pass this data to the top. Yeah, I'm going to pass whenever I click this button. Yeah, whenever I click this button, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this data as a props to my, like it will be fired basically. And who is going to catch it now? Who is going to catch it? It will be caught by my search users is equal to this dot search users is going to be my, yeah, which is going to be my method now, which is going to be my a function here. So it is going to be a functional prop. So what we do here is, because we are inside a class, we say static, we have done this earlier. So static prop types is equal to, and what is the prop type I'm using here? Search users. And prop type, because this is a prop type, I will be making use of what? Prop type functional and required. Okay, so let's try to just recover whatever we have done till now. What I have done is, in my on submit, I have said this dot props dot search user. So I am doing what? I am firing a prop. Who is going to catch it? The search is going to catch it. In where? In this dot search user. So this, there is, I need to write what? A method by name search users, and I'll say what? Text. So whatever data is being passed, console dot log, yeah, console dot log text. But try understand, this time this text is not actually getting printed from, yeah, this time this text is actually not getting printed from your, yeah, this text is actually not getting printed from your search.js, because I have just taken this out. I am printing this text from where? I am printing this text from my app.js. So everyone clear what I have done? In search.js, I have defined a prop that whenever I click this, what will happen? I will just fire a prop. Who will catch it? Yeah, will catch it. Search user will catch it. Pass it on to whom? Search users. And because it's a functional prop, I have defined it in my static prototype of the class. So is everyone clear with this point? Is everyone clear with this point? Elton, others, can I get a confirmation? Others, can I get a confirmation, please? Can I get a quick confirmation from everyone, please? Okay. What is a prop types function is required? Okay. So, Raj, do you remember we have done the prop types? I guess in the very first or second session, where I have shown you that prop types is basically used, yeah, prop types is basically used for typecasting, yeah. So no other values can be passed apart from what is being finalized. So when you are inside a class, you can define prop type. So what I'm saying, that I am, this particular class is going to release a prop type. What is that prop type? Search users. And what is its type? Function. Yeah, what is its type? Function. But search user is a function in my app.js, but it is the whole function is passed as what? As a prop from search.js. So I am passing a function as a prop here now, Malo. If to answer your question, search user is a function, but it is also a prop. I am passing the, see, that is why I am marking search users as what? I am marking the search user as a function. So search users, I am passing it as the prop types dot function is required, right? Prop type dot function is required. Are you clear with this point? Yeah. So let's see what happens if I go here, prop types. Okay, sorry, in prop type was not defined. Let us define the prop types. So import prop types from prop underscore types. This clears. If I say new call and enter, so can you see the data from search user is actually being passed on to now? Yeah, data from search user is actually getting passed on to my app.js, because this is getting printed here. This is getting printed here. So is everyone clear on this point? Is everyone clear on this point? Is everyone clear on this point? I made a call from here and the call was received from app.js. The call was received at app.js. Everyone. So this is how it is done. I am passing what? I am passing it as what? A prop type. So I am saying this dot props dot search users. So this is basically what? This is how we pass a prop. You can see in my user item, right? I was getting the props here. Yeah, I was getting the props here and I was actually displaying. So props are basically two ways. You can pass it, or you can also, you can accept it, or you can pass it. So what I'm doing here is in search.js I am passing it. Yeah, search.js I am basically this dot, when I say this dot props, I am actually passing it. Is everyone clear on this point? Is everyone clear on this point? Can I get a quick round of confirmation, please? And there is one more thing. See, even after I search, then I don't need this. Yeah. So let's say, okay, let us do what now in my app.js. So is my completed? Is my step one completed? I wanted to know what text is being searched. Yeah, I wanted to know what text is being searched. Now what should I do? I wanted to know what text is being searched. I wanted to know what text is being searched. So what should I do? What should I do? No, I have to do what? Now I can make a call, right? I can make a call. So basically, let me show you. Git API users, right? Git API users. Let's say in the documentation that slash search slash users, slash search slash users question mark q is equal to asterisk. Mark q is equal to asterisk. So it is finding only those who belongs to. Yeah. See, this is now basically one of my ID as well here. So if I click on this, or Okay, so this is my repository. This is, yeah, Hinduja React project. So are you getting what is happening here? Are you getting what is happening here? So if I fire this URL now with whatever question, whatever user you are trying to search for, I should be able to fetch the value. So next thing is what? I need to make the HTTP call. Yeah, I need to make the HTTP call from here. So to do that, what I will do, I will say, I need to make an async call, right? I need to make an async call. Yeah, I need to make an async call. So when you are working with a, yeah, when you are working with a, whenever you are working with a arrow function and you want to make an async call from there, you need to assign async before the start of your parameters. Yeah, you need to assign the async before the start of your parameters. So just let me have a look what I have done in my actual code. Okay, first thing, this has to be outside. So I have got the text. Now this dot set state, I'm going to do what? I'm going to say loading colon, loading colon true, loading colon true, and now const response is equal to await axios dot get. Now I don't think so I need to elaborate how am I doing this, right? So I need to just take this URL, I need to just take this URL, and in my backticks I'll put this question mark q is equal to text what we have passed. So this is getting passed now, and what I'm saying, this dot set state, this dot set state users colon res dot data dot items. Yeah, res dot data dot items, and this dot set state loading colon false, loading colon false. Okay, try to understand what I have done here. Yeah, try to understand what I have done here. First I did what? I converted it into async. Yeah, so are you all clear with what I have done with async? Yeah, so there are 2 3 steps. Let's set a response from you guys. If you have understood the concept of async, just enter 1 in the question box and please fire it. If you have understood what I've done with async, that when you make a call like what we have done earlier, yeah, whatever call we have done earlier here, right, whatever call we have done earlier. So if you have understood, basically what we did in component bit mount, what we did is we did the same call, but instead of writing async here, because we are writing an arrow function, just enter 1 in your question box. Yeah, just enter 1 in your question box. Yeah, so yes, others, can you please respond, because this is very important what we are doing. Yeah, because this is very important what we are doing here. I should know that you all are on the same part as me. Yeah, okay, others, can, like, there are 15 16 people, can you please respond? Okay, I'm getting some responses now. Now the next step is basically what? Next 2 steps, I don't think so you have problem with that. Next 2 steps, so const res is equal to await axios. Yeah, and I got the data from there, but instead of now setting the data, I just set the items, because I missed on the, like, I don't want the other parts of pagination and everything. I just wanted the items. So if you have understood this second part, please press 2. Please press 2. Which link is not available? Malo, can you let me know? You have understood what I have done in the second part now? It's not my own website. It is available. I just checked in front of you. Check for some spelling mistake or something. So you have understood the part 2. I have taken the object, and instead of just getting the data, you remember I have shown you what exactly the response contained in the previous session. So internal items, internally what items we get are what are the data here. So let us see how it responds now. So now your application is going to be more into the ready phase. Let's say if I say asterisk solve, and if I say search, can you see I am getting all the asterisk solution values? Can you just let me know one of your IDs, any one IDs? I will try to search it from here. Just let me know any one of your IDs. I will try to search it from here. Okay, Elton says Elton 021. Yeah, see, so we are able to search basically any ID, and he is doing the same project what we are doing these days. So we are able to jump on and go ahead and bring back the, yeah. So are you able to understand how we have connected this now? Are you able to understand what we have, what how we have connected this? Basically using these steps. Yeah, basically using these steps. Can I get a quick round of confirmation from you all? Can I get a quick round of confirmation from you all, everyone, please, that you have understood what we have done here? Okay, thanks a lot for your confirmations. Now there are two things I need to show it to you. First thing, I am expecting you all to answer on this one. Let's say I search for let's say if Malav have his own ID. Okay, so Malav have his own ID, but let's say I do what, MALAV, I say search. Now there is one problem. Yeah, there is one problem, that even after I search, the value is still in the text field. Even after I search, the value is still in the text field. Do you think so? The value should be like the moment I search it, this should be gone now. Do you think so? The moment I write this should be gone now. Yeah, this should be gone. So what I need to do is I need to go in my search bar, and when I say submit, after that I need to do what, this dot state text colon single quotes, text colon single quotes. So now if we say MALAV Malav, if I search, can you see the data for Malav is searched, but the field is gone. Yeah, the data for Malav is searched, but the field is gone. Yeah, somewhat I have done the same thing, Elton. Yeah, I have done somewhat like the same thing what you have shown, but in a simpler way. Yeah, what I've done, I went into my search on submit. When the submit is done, I am setting the state back to what, I am setting the state back to what, a single quote, so it comes back. And now in my app.js, I want to see on, I want you guys to look on this page. So if you see, this is my home page, right? Every time I start, I am just going to look at this 30 values. Do you think so I need these initial values now? If I can search for any user directly, do I have a need to have this preloaded values here? Do I have a need for this preloaded values here? So what I can do is I can go to my app.js, and I can totally just comment this. Yeah, I can do what, just comment this part. I can do what, comment this whole part. If you see my application now, the screen is looking like this, very neat and clean, right? Yeah, very neat and clean. So now if I want to search for Malav, I can go and search for Malav. From there, if I want to search for Elton 1201, whatever his ID was, let's say Elton 1021. Yeah. So do you think now this application is started to take the good face? Yeah, this application is started to look nice also, and we are just taking care of the formatting parts everywhere. Yeah. So everyone clear how to implement the search bar? What I have done to implement the search bar now? Yeah, what I have done to implement the search bar. Okay, so now there is a requirement for one more button here, that is your clear button. Now if I want to just like on this page, I don't want any to search anything, but I just want to clear out the data, I need to have a clear button. So let's take a 5 minutes break. Yeah, let's take a 5 minutes break. We are doing going on continuously for almost an hour now, more than an hour. So let's take a 5 minutes break and be back, everyone. Yeah. Okay guys, so let's take a 5 minutes break and then be back. Sure, I'll show you the value for app.js. Okay, guys, are you all back from the break? Kindly confirm. Okay, so are you able to understand what we have done till now? Are you able to understand what we have done till now? Okay, sorry. We'll share the code at the end of the session anyway. Yeah. So are you clear what I have done here in the search bar? Yeah, you are clear what I have done here in the search bar. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that, Malav. But are you able to see it on the code on the screen now? Yeah. So you are clear what we have done it in the search bar now. Now next is we need to add a clear button, right? Now we need to add what? A clear button. So to add a clear button, what I'm going to do, where will I add the clear button? Obviously in the search component. Yeah, in the search component. But I'm not going to keep it as a part of my form. Instead, I'm going to add it outside the form. I'll say button. I'll say button class name is equal to what? btn space btn hyphen dark. uh, let's say what we have done earlier is btn hyphen dark space btn hyphen block, and we will say what? Clear. It will say what? Clear. So if you see the screen now, we have got a search and we have got a clear. Okay, so this is not creating the good contrast what I wanted. Let us shift light dark to light and see how it looks like. Yeah, this look good. Yeah, this look good. So now what I want to do is whenever this clear, I want to keep it outside the form, Raj, because it will be not visible every time, right? Now let's say if my form is in this pattern, is the clear button should be there now? Should the clear button be there actually now? Because there is nothing on the screen. Yeah, there is nothing on the screen, so I should be actually able to define it. So what I'll do, first thing I will let define the action of the button now. Yeah, let me define the action of the button now. So what I'll say is on click equal to what? Yeah, on click. First I need to define it for on click. So I'll say what on click is equal to this dot props dot clear, this dot props dot clear users. So where is it calling now? Can you tell me? I am saying this dot props dot clear user. We have done this, sir. We can give 50% to. Yeah, you want to see? You have the CSS. I am not going to play much with CSS. To be frank, I have got this CSS design from someone because I am not good at CSS part as well. Yeah. So now next is button class name btn on click this dot props dot clear user. Now I am going to pass this clear user because I need to clear the screen on my app.js, right? I need to clear the screen on my app.js. So to do that, this basically will be sent back to my, yeah, this will be basically sent back as a prop up here. Yeah, this will be sent back as a prop up here. So like we had search user, now what we'll have clear users is equal to this dot clear users. Will have what this dot clear users, and in my search I am just saving it and I am adding one more here, comma clear users colon prop type functional required. Yeah, prop type functional required. Are you getting this? I am defining a method now and I am passing that as a method. Yeah, I am passing that as a method. So button class name btn light btn block on click is equal to this dot props dot clear user. Yeah, this dot props dot clear user. So I have created what? I have created a clear button, and yeah, so far I am not doing any process on it. So the process will start when I go to my app.js, and here I will have a method. Yeah, here I will have a method by what name? Clear users in an arrow function, and I'll say what this dot set state, and if I say users colon single quotes, yeah, user colon single quotes, what will happen? Sorry, users colon blank array. What will happen? Whatever was the data on my screen will now go away. Whatever was the data on my screen will now go away. So if you see, let's say, let's again search for Malav, and if I say clear now, are you able to see the action what I have done? It's very simple. I have just added a button. Yeah, I have just added a button here. Yes, can you see? I have just added a button in the search.js. In my search.js, I have just added a button. I have said on click and I've passed the value to my. So whenever I'm passing this, what I'm saying, I am calling my app.js and asking them to do what? Set the users back to blank. Set the users back to blank. Is everyone clear on this part? Is everyone clear on this part? Is everyone clear on this part? Can I get a very quick confirmation from everyone, please? On this part is very much clear to you all. Yeah, that this part is very much clear to you all. Yeah, because this is very important part as well, and cool. So if you have understood this, then nothing like it. Now, what is next thing remaining? Yeah, what is next thing remaining? So the working of this click button is fine. Now the next thing is I need to specify when. Yeah, I need to specify when to show this search button. Yeah, I need to specify when to show this search button, right? I need to specify when to show this search button. Sorry, cancel button, clear button. Yeah, when should I suppose when I am supposed to show this clear button? So clear button should only be displayed when the users are displayed, right? So clear button should only be displayed when the users are displayed. So based upon that, I am going to do what now? See here, what? Okay, can you tell me that search users was a props which was passed from search to app or app to search? Search users was a prop which was passed from search users was a prop which was passed from search to app or app to search. Yeah, search to app or app to search. It was passed from search to app, exactly. And even clear users was passed from search to app. Now I have one more, I need to pass one more, but this is going to be passed downwards. Why? Because I want to display whether this button should be displayed or not, based upon what? Yeah, I need to specify if this button should be displayed based upon what? Yeah, based upon what? So what I will do is I will say show clear. Yeah, I'll say show clear. And okay, so what can be the, what can be the scenario here now? What can be the scenario here? That when I'm passing the value, I'm saying this dot state dot users dot, sorry, dot length. If it is greater than 0, I'm using a ternary operator. Then do what? Pass a true value, else pass a false value. Is everyone clear what I have done here? Is everyone clear what I have done in this part? I have created a new prop now, but this prop, now you tell me, this prop will be passed from app to search or search to app? Now this show clear is getting passed from app to search or search to app? Very good, Laksh. It is getting passed from app to search or search to app? Can you tell me? Show clear, what I'm checking is, I'm saying that I'm checking the length of the array which is being displayed. So if the array is greater than, its length is greater than 0, that means there are more value to it. So I'm doing what? I'm checking if the value is greater than 0, then I'm passing it as a true. So what is happening in my search.js now is, here I will say, how will I do this? I will say this dot props dot show clear, and I'm going to show up this button. I'm going to show up this button. So I save this. Now let's see what happens here. So can you see the clear button is not available now? The clear button is not available, but now I search for asterisk solution, and with this now the clear button is actually available. With now this clear button is actually available. I press on the clear button, because the length got back again back to 0. It was left. Are you clear on this part? See what I have done here. Any questions, guys? Any question till this point? Any question, guys? Because this is important, right? Are you understanding what I'm doing here? Yeah, Nikhil, Yash, Nitish, Mufaddal, Laksh, Sean, Malav, Elton, Kuba, Kashyap, Manish, Raj, Neha, can you please give me confirmations you are able to understand this? Last step, how it is working? Yeah, last step, how it is working? Basically, last step means which one? See, what is happening is, from app.js, what I am doing, I am checking in the show clear. If the length of the users is greater than 0, then I am passing a true, or else I am passing a false. This is a ternary operator, and I am passing it to my search, and here I am accepting it. So here I have created a and operator. I have shown this in very first session how to use this. So this dot props dot show clear. So if the value is, this value is true, and this is obviously going to be a true value. So if only when this is true, this will be displayed, because I have used the and operator. So is everyone very much clear? Yeah, is everyone very much clear? We are not yet done with the project, Elton. Like exactly the things what we want to do is being done, but how many of you are finding this the concept of props moving up and down to be not easy? Yet this is not something you are looking out for. How many of you, can you just give me a confirmation on that part, that the data passing from the props is very confusing? Yeah, the data passing from the props is very confusing. Yes. So to solve this, there is another concept. Yeah. To solve this, there is another concept called as hooks and context. So we are going to work on that. Yeah, we are going to work on that, where we will have the data used in a single place. Yeah, we will have all the data placed inside a single place. So we'll come to that part also. But for now, we need to cover up something else now. That is, one more part is how to create another component. And so is everyone clear till this point? Is everyone clear till this point? This is more of, you can consider that you have done with the project, and you can see that the things are running very fine. And yeah, this is something you can show up on your resume as well, that you are making the calls, fetching the data. But how about I press the search button now? Can you see? I have clicked on the search button, not passed anything, and the loader is still on. That is the reason why I should actually do the, yeah, I should actually do some sort of validations here. That if I say search user, I should, and if I'm not passing anything, I should actually show some message to the user that please enter some value. Don't you think so? Yeah, don't you think so? I should pass some value. So to do that, now what I'm going to do is, again I'm going to create a again I'm going to create an component. So let's start here now. So in my search.js, what I'm going to do in my on submit, I'm going to check something. Yeah, I'm going to check something. So if this dot state dot text equals single quotes. So once you press the enter, this is what will happen. This is what will happen when you have passed on some value, but this will happen when you have not passed some value. So in this particular scenario, what we will do, again I'll say this dot props dot, yeah, this dot props dot set alert. I am passing this from now search to app. Yeah, I am passing this from search to app. Please enter something. I'm going to say please enter something, comma, I'm going to say light. I'm going to say light. Why? This can be basically a type of danger. Yeah, what type of sir, there is a problem in our program that if we don't find the user, it will remain blank. Yes, it will happen. Yeah, it will happen. You guys not able to see my screen? Are you guys not able to see my screen? Can you guys quickly confirm? Are you able to see my screen? Okay, cool. So yeah, if the user is not found, if the user is not found, then obviously the things will be problematic. But see, we are working on the maximum case scenario. So what I'm doing, I'm passing a set alert now, and this is getting passed as a props now. Yeah, this is getting passed as a props. Is everyone clear what I'm trying to do here? So this dot props dot set alert is doing what? I am passing the props to my app.js, and let's see what can I do here now. So again, for my search, what I'm going to say, set alert. Yeah, in on my search, what will happen now? Set alert is equal to this dot set alert. Yeah, this dot set alert will do what? Set alert. We are taking two values here. We are getting two values from there. So message comma type. Yeah, message comma type, and I pass it as a search user here. And yeah, so I'm going to do what? I want to set up this alert. Now this is something a bit, what you can say, an extra part what we are doing here. So comma, what I'm saying, I'm passing an alert. I'm marking it as null. So whom do you mark null? You mark objects as null. Yeah, you mark object as null. So what I'm doing, whenever I'm getting the alert, what I'm saying, this dot set state, this dot set state alert colon, and here I am setting up the two values. message colon message, comma type colon type, message colon message and comma type colon type. So for now I am not doing any action here. Yeah, for now I am not doing any action here. So see the steps one by one. Search.js, I applied the alert. Yeah, search.js, my value is blank, I am passing the prop to my app.js, via set alert. It is invoking the method of set alert, and what I have done inside my app.js, I marked alert as null. Yeah, I marked alert as null. And what I did, I got two values from my set alert. So this dot set, I set the value of alert to message and type, whatever I got it here. So eventually what is happening, let's see now. So if I see my React components, yeah, if I see my React components and if I go to my app, so alert value is null. If I say search without pressing anything, can you see, please enter something and light? Can you see, please enter something and light? So the value is being actually sent ahead. Light is more of a type based upon the CSS I have created. So based upon the CSS I have created, there is light, there is dark, there is success. So I have taken that just to notify which color I want to use for this particular alert. So if you want dark, I'll show you when I create the alert. Now I'll show you. So what I'm going to do now. So is everyone clear what I have done till this point? I have created search.js. I have created search.js. I have checked that if my text value is blank. I have checked that my text value is blank. Then I'm doing what? There is this dot props dot set alert, and I'm passing it to my app.js. I'm passing it to my app.js. So what is happening here? This dot set state, yeah, this dot set state. What is happening here is I am passing it to my search bar. Yeah, I am passing it to my search bar, and the same thing I am doing, what I am saying set alert, and I am setting the value of message and type to my final value. So is everyone clear what I am doing here? Is everyone clear what I am doing here? Can I get a quick confirmation from you all? Can I get a quick round of confirmation from you all that you have understood what I am doing here? Yeah, are you getting what I have done here? Everyone? Yeah. So next what I need to do is I need to go in my, I'm going to do what I'm going to go in my components and add a new folder now here by name pages. Sorry, my bad. In my layouts, I'm going to create a new file by name alert.js. I'm going to create a new file by name alert.js, and here I'm going to create a functional component. Yeah, I'm going to create a functional component. Yes, I'm going to create what? A functional component. So this alert is going to be a component, and what I'm going to pass here, the object of alert, what we had. Yeah, I'm going to pass the object of alert what we had. And now what I need to do here, yeah, what I need to do here, I need to define my class name. So class name, and when will I do this? So to do that, what I need to say is alert not equals to null and yeah. So alert not equals to null, and so this will only take place when the alert is not null. Yeah, this will only happen when the alert is not null. And my class name, I am defining my class name as what? Yeah, I am defining my class name as, this is going to be something I say name it alert hyphen. Yeah, if you see the CSS, there is alert hyphen primary, there is alert hyphen light, there is alert hyphen dark, there is alert hyphen danger, alert hyphen white. So I'm going to use what? In my particular scenario, I'm going to say whatever is being passed to me. Yeah, whatever is being passed to me. So what it was available in my alert.type. Yeah, it was available in my alert.type. So I have passed it there. Yeah, I have passed it there, and then I had a icon tag. Yeah, then I had an icon tag. So class name is equal to what? We have all, you remember in the first session we have implemented the font awesome. So I'm taking this from there and info, and after this info, after this icon, what I'm saying is alert dot message. I'm showing what? Alert dot message. Are you clear with this class now? Are you clear with this class now? I have created a constant. Yeah, so I have created a functional component. I have created a functional component. Yeah, everyone, I have created a functional component. I have created a functional component. I am going to pass the object of alert from app.js. I'm going to pass the object of alert from my state, whatever is the value, to my app.js. If it is null, I'm not going to display anything. But if it is not null, I will be displaying what? A alert type and a message. Is everyone clear on this point? This is the pure game of CSS and dynamic implementation in React. Yeah, this is the pure implementation of dynamic CSS and React working. Is everyone clear on this? Is everyone clear on this point? Can I get a quick round of confirmations from you all that you are very much clear what we are trying to do here? Everyone? Yeah? Everyone? Yeah? Great. So now, next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this alert. Yeah? I'm going to pass this alert value. I'm going to pass on this alert value from my, yeah, I'm going to pass this alert value in my CSS from my app.js. So I'm going to keep it here. So in my app.js, what I'm going to do is after my navigation bar, I'm going to say alert. So it will get auto imported. Yeah, it will get auto imported, and then I'm passing a prop now. I'm passing a prop, so it will be like this dot state dot alert, this dot state dot alert, and I save it. So now if I go on my screen, so now I haven't done anything. I'll say search. So can you see it came up with please enter something? It came up with please enter something. So when I say search, it says please enter something. But and if I now say what solution, and if I search, but still see it is not gone now. So is everyone clear how I bought that alert box? Is everyone clear? So how I bought that alert box? It will go away if I refresh it, but that is again a problem that I should be able to take that out. So if I say search, it will be available, but I should be actually able to take that out. Yeah, I should be actually able to take that out. So how will I do that? Yeah, how will I do that? So to do that, I'm going to do what? After 5 seconds, it should go away. After 5 seconds, it should go away. So I'm going to write a method here. Yeah. So there is a method in React called as set timeout. It takes another arrow function inside it. Yeah. It takes another arrow function inside it. So what I'm going to do here, this dot set state, this dot set state alert colon null, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to say 5000 milliseconds. See, so callback function and the number and the timer if I want. So what will happen now? After 5 seconds, this should go away. Yeah, after 5 seconds, this should go away. So set timeout, it will do what? It will do whatever I have written in the function first, and then after how many seconds that should apply is dependent upon here. So I am just saving this. If I go to my screen, if I say search, let's say 1 2 3 4 and 5. So after 5 seconds, it went away automatically. Yeah, it went away automatically. Is everyone clear on this point? What I did here? Set alert, sorry, set timeout. Set timeout. Is everyone clear what I have done here? Set timeout for implementation purpose. Yeah, for implementation purpose. Okay, so basically this is what I was planning up for today. This was all from what I was planning up for today, and yeah, so